On September 4th, 1957, 9 brave black students stepped into an all-white school in Little Rock, Arkansas. This historic day was documented by the press and viewed by spectators all over the country, marking the first ever racially integrated school in the United States. This moment displayed the possibility that diversity in the education system was indeed possible. But was this really promoting diversity? Is the action of placing 9 black students in an all-white school really an image of successful diversity? Let's first establish what diversity even means. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, diversity is the state of having people who identify with different cultures or races in a group or organization. This definition would apply to the Little Rock Nine in 1957, but would not be consistent with the cultural experience of diversity we experience today. When we think of diversity today, we must think beyond the dictionary definition. This idea recognizes those different cultures and races, but having those different cultures and races respect each other's differences is the key. Today, we also recognize diversity as honoring more than just race and ethnicity, but other intersectional traits such as gender, sexual orientation, as well as socioeconomic status. I want to start with this image from the Little Rock Nine in 1957. What do you notice about the black girl in this image? Does she look comfortable? What thoughts or emotions are running through her head? What reactions are coming from the crowd surrounding her? When I look at this image, I can just feel the black girl's discomfort. She's looking down, tightly clutching her book, just trying to walk to school. Angry white people surround her. As we can see, the woman in the back is yelling at her. The overwhelming discomfort shown through the black girl's body language displays how the cultural aspect of diversity is completely lacking here. As we can see from this image, our idea of diversity has evolved with the expansion of the civil rights and social justice movements. Now, in the 21st century, diversity is recognized as 1, having a representative community made up of people from various backgrounds, and 2, providing a safe and welcoming environment where people's differences can be celebrated and nobody feels pressure to fit in. Let's unpack this idea of cultural assimilation. Cultural assimilation is when students feel pressure to conform to the culture of their peers, to assimilate to their lifestyle and abandon their own. As a Korean American girl who has gone to a predominantly white school my whole life, I can attest to the feeling of always wanting to fit in. I remember that as a little girl, around age 5, I would cry to my parents, begging them to let me skip Korean school for the 3rd week in a row. Every week, I would come up with a new excuse of why I couldn't go. My stomach hurt, I feel sick, or sometimes I would even pretend to sleep in the morning and accidentally miss it. I saw no importance in learning the language. I thought that if none of my friends at school spoke Korean, why would I want to learn it? My constant resentment to Korean school finally was enough to make my parents give up and unenroll me. Looking back at this, I still don't know how to speak Korean. My parents have to order for me when we go to Korean restaurants, and most of the time they have to translate what my grandparents say to me. In middle school, when my mom would pack my lunch, she would sometimes offer to pack me Korean food. When she would ask, I always declined. I knew that if I were to dare bring Korean food, I would immediately be outcast and isolated. I feared people asking me, "Ew, what is that?" In my mind, the only way to avoid that question was to just bring sandwiches like everyone else. As a little girl, I had no idea how harmful these actions were. If anything, I was disrespecting my culture by trying to hide my identity. Reflecting on personal experience, I understand the impact cultural assimilation has on students of color is because they assimilate without even realizing it. My experience with assimilation is just one example. Another example about this is how in school we're assessed on our ability to read and write in English standard form. But what about people who come from other cultures that have different dialects of language? In school, a student's use of the word ain't that they might use at home with their friends and family would be immediately incorrect. These groups are actually forced to assimilate to English culture by the education system. Clearly, there's a missing piece to achieving cultural diversity in the education system. As a student of color, I can say that my experience at my high school has presented me with that missing piece. Each month, we celebrate a different culture's heritage through school-wide assemblies, lunchtime gatherings, and presentations. This allows everyone to learn about the cultures that make up our school by watching traditional dance, listening to music, or even trying food. In addition, the formation of affinity spaces for different ethnicities has also been widely celebrated and encouraged at my school. I have found these affinity spaces really helpful in celebrating personal heritage and eliminating cultural assimilation. Another way I've experienced an effort towards diversity is the implementation of different cultures in academic curriculum. Reading literature from different perspectives, some even written through the language and dialect of the prospective cultures, have deepened my knowledge and understanding of the different backgrounds possessed by my peers. I've also found this helpful in connecting with my own background. As a part of my summer reading, I read a memoir about a Korean American girl like me and her experience of connecting with her Korean heritage through her mother. Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner helped me see my culture be acknowledged and represented at my own school. Although the future may seem uncertain, we humans hold the power to make change. We can immerse ourselves, branch out of our comfort zone, and embrace our racial identity. Learning to celebrate our differences and be proud of various backgrounds is a step in creating a supportive and welcoming school community. I urge you to get involved, create and join those affinity groups, and challenge yourself to learn more about the racial identities of your peers. If we all take action towards self-acceptance, we can all work to find the peace our 21st century education system is missing. Thank you.